Hey, we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. As usual, it's me, Jake, and today we're talking about The Last of Us Part 1, finally released on PC. If you're a PlayStation gamer, this might not seem like a big deal to you. I mean, like, it's the remake we've seen recently on PS5, which is, of course, a remake of a game we've played remastered on PS4, and then, of course, there was the original PlayStation 3 version before that. But PC fans have been waiting a long time for this one, and after years and then some delays, it's finally here. So we bought it just yesterday and fired it up to give you some quick first impressions. Usually we get these types of quick look impressions out the night of the day it releases, but we're a day late because we ran into some problems. Yeah, by now you may have heard The Last of Us on PC is a messy release. If you look at Steam's mostly negative reviews, it's all because of performance issues. There are the occasional PC players out there who have had little problems, you know. Some people have managed to have way better luck than us, but unfortunately, we did not fall in that boat. For us, right now, it seems like The Last of Us PC isn't really recommended. It needs significant kinks worked out. And if you jump in now without any patches or updates, it's a bit of a gamble whether or not it'll actually run well for you, especially if you're not like a technical wizard. In real time right now, it seems like the community is already working through their own homemade fixes, but like keep in mind, we're not tech whizzes. We can give our impressions as folks who play PC games, but in terms of using community tricks to try and fix it, we don't have any recommendations yet, and frankly, we paid $60. This should work. Usually in these videos, we always recommend and defer to Digital Foundry for their more technical take, but at the time of making this video, they don't have a video up yet. It doesn't seem like early reviews were really a thing for this one. But anyway, in our experience, we had a really hard time getting it stable while easily meeting the recommended specs. I mean, we had a 2080 Super, an up-to-par processor, and a damn good SSD, and we did not have a good time. Trying to get this game running at like 1440 and close to 60 as we could possibly get meant dropping most settings down to medium and some on low. And even that, no matter what little things we did and what we tried to tweak in settings and our PC here and there, it just didn't amount to anything really good. Plus, no matter what you do, it takes up seemingly an unreasonable amount of VRAM, and it left our PC absolutely screaming constantly. I mean, the game looks all right, for sure, but we still had some stuttering and couldn't get a consistent frame rate. This was even with taking advantage of DLSS and messing with everything. We just couldn't get a smooth experience. I've seen others get better frame rates, some with higher specs, but often still not at great resolutions, and again, not the most consistent. And that lack of consistency here is just the most disappointing thing. And the inconsistency, like with the stuttering and the frame rate problems and stuff, like visually, yes, it's not good to look at. It hurts the experience, but also just kind of affects how you play the game a little bit. Like at this point, we all pretty much know The Last of Us pretty well here, and we can usually smoke a lot of sections, but like it just doesn't feel right because the game is all stuttery. And that's what really feels like has been hurting the most for us. But anyway, even though it's the remake, which looks graphically great, it looked great on PlayStation 5, this is still a game that PC players have been waiting to play since the PS3 days, and it has been micro stutter city over here. Reports of crashes are widespread, but for us, after a few hours of play, we only experienced like one. It does, however, have some weird hangups where the game just freaks out for a second or flashes, and we have seen some pretty funny glitches being passed around online. With us, nothing that crazy, but we just couldn't get a solid experience out of it. And along with that, we just kept finding all kinds of weird choices and issues. Like, The Last of Us always had a film grainy look, but here for some reason it's turned up to like 11, which is really like a weird default choice, and it made the game look so much worse. We turned that down immediately. And along with that, the load times are really long. Like really long, like something is wrong, like despite our good hardware. And speaking of long, a significant issue we've had and we've seen reported by some other folks, compiling shaders. Now, compiling shaders before firing up the game is great. It's a welcome feature. Love to see it. Dead Space Remake did it. If you played that, you might remember that. We'll always wait for those guys to build, but something is wrong here. We sat watching that percentage meter for like well over an hour. Yes. Serious. Look up online and you'll find plenty of other people having the same or longer times. I've seen almost like 2.5 hours for some people. And some people have had crashes in between all this. There's reports of memory leaks. Basically anything you name it, it seems like there's an issue that's affecting someone. So what is going on? What happened here? We're not the only YouTube channel or website to point out that PC ports have been getting extra half-assed treatment lately, but this one just hurts even more. It's a game, some people that I know, real absolute freaks that have been waiting for a PC version for forever and have managed to avoid spoilers of this game. It's also Sony's golden goose. I mean, it's The Last of Us, man. So how it got this kind of inconsistent treatment is beyond me. It had been delayed, as you probably remember, in their words, quote unquote, to make sure The Last of Us PC debut is in the best shape possible. And for the majority of users, that hasn't ended up being the case. Why rush it out? Why half cook it? Especially considering Last of Us had a resurgence of popularity since the HBO show and everything. It really popped off with mainstream audiences. Like, they're releasing the game at the best possible time, but it seems like maybe they rushed it out. What's even more strange is that it is almost there. Like, it has a good amount of options and supporting different setups. So in theory, it's a fully featured PC version that people would want. The display options are pretty in-depth. The graphical options are pretty staggering. Like, you have a lot of control over every individual thing, and the game menus are nicely detailed and show you what graphical feature has what effect on particular parts of your PC. It's all just broken down really nicely. And yet, the game itself is tricky to run. Like, it just seems poorly optimized, and it's a huge shame. And then, of course, like, some people are gonna ask, there's the Steam Deck. Okay, so get this. I was waiting for it to load up on Steam Deck so I could give you guys a little off-screen demo of it not performing too well, but it loaded for 5 minutes, and then it hard crashed, and it just rebooted. Oh God, the whole thing was bricked. It's finally back on, thank God, but I don't know if I want to do that again. Okay, here we are, trying again. Oh, dude. Totally crashed again. I've seen other people get it kind of running, but this is, well, so much for this one. And I mean, all of this is a shame because people who can't get it to run or, end up deciding to wait before buying are just missing out on an otherwise great game. At this point, you've heard it from us a bunch of times by now, sure, especially with the most recent PS5 remake. Sorry if I repeat myself, but The Last of Us Part 1 is a solid update of the original classic. It's the best way to play it. It looks and plays great in a perfect situation. It's a good package of a game in theory. This remade version has better controls, more features, the cool weapon desk system from Part 2. You're getting multiple difficulty modes, the ability to replay with different skins and cool cheats enabled, and stuff like the add-on expansion Left Behind, which is a whole extra little bit of playable content that dives more into Ellie. Now, sure, the classic multiplayer factions isn't here from the original game, but it's still just a really good amount of stuff to play through. The PlayStation 5 Last of Us Part 1 is the definitive version of the game, whether or not you wanted to pay $70 for it, and here on PC, this could have also been the definitive version of the game. But it's just not quite there yet, I could spend a ton of time waxing nostalgic on the game and the story and everything, but most of you have probably experienced it or at least heard it from someone by now. It's a solid one. It's filled with memorable moments, scary, gory stuff, heartbreaking characters, grim reality, moments of beauty and wonder. You strangle dudes while looking them in the eye, you blow up creatures, and you journey across a post-apocalyptic United States hitting people with bricks. There's just not many games like this in the world of games, and PC fans could have really been experiencing something really good here, and I think ultimately they will at some point. We've seen a lot of releases get cleaned up, but that's not excusing the fact that they put it out right now and they're asking for your money, and you're getting something that there is a very good chance that it's not going to run well on your machine. Like I said, the community is probably going to figure out fixes before the developers even do, but this also gets in the way of the stuff I want to see. I want to see people really play the hell out of this game on insane, awesome settings. I want to see the community mod this and just do weird stuff. I want to see CJ from San Andreas and Kermit the Frog as Joel and Ellie or some shit. I don't know. You know how the PC community is. That stuff is so great, but these issues are getting in the way of what could have been just a really fun, cool launch of a classic and honestly beloved game. It seemed like it was an easy win, but unfortunately, it's just not there yet. We're just one account. We only tested this on our machine, so I do want to point out for people, do your research. If you're still thinking about buying in on this, make sure you know what's up. Definitely read a couple of reviews. Obviously, the Steam reviews are popping off, but just like, you know, pick some other people, pick some other opinions, because as of right now, for us, we vote to wait on this one. Here's hoping they fix it soon, but that's a before you buy. You know how this goes by now. Just some quick first impressions. We give you some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion, and now we want to hear yours. Did you jump in? How's your experience been? I know there are some people out there that haven't had issues, so if that's the case, hope you're liking the game so far. But if there are other people out there with issues, were you able to fix it in some way? Were you not? Did you get a refund? Let's talk about anything The Last of Us PC down in the comments. If this video helped you out, maybe gave you a heads up or something like that, all you gotta do is click the like button. It legitimately helps us, so thank you. But we're putting out videos every day, so thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Look, buddy, don't do anything stupid.